from the Harlem Renaissance period. I studied Van der Zee within the context of Gordon Parks and all the other 20th century African-American photographers. He first started documenting the Harlem Black community around 1916, 1917, which would make it 100 years as a journalism educator. I wanted to put the students on the avenues where Van der Zee walked and worked.
It was overwhelming at first because there was so much going on, and we didn't really, the first day, we didn't have anywhere we needed to be. So it was kind of like run wild and see what you can find and do interviews on the spot. So we were all just kind of figuring everything out and overwhelmed.
Really have a vision of what I thought Harlem was going to be because I've never been there. I tried looking at videos and reading about it, but going there was a different thing for me.
But also by us walking around and actually seeing Harlem, you're able to then identify things that you would like to kind of, if maybe if you're a person that loves music, you're gonna go maybe for the music angle. If you're a person that loves food and there's a lot of really good food out there, then you might wanna go with the idea of how people are feeding themselves. If it's gentrification and how Harlem is changing, then you're gonna start seeing these little things. Like, oh, when we get there, we're like, oh, what happened to mom and pop? Oh, but now we got a Whole Foods. Now we got an H&M, now we got these things that weren't there before.
They were taking it in using their tool, which is a camera. And rarely without a camera, nothing ever got by them. I would dare say that there's an image of every moment of that trip from somebody, and sometimes more than one person. And then that hunger was very nice to see, and it really felt great journalistically.
So there was one person we interviewed, Bun. He's the owner of a custom hat shop, and I started interviewing him. He was a little closed off, but you know how an interview goes, they kind of open up and get more comfortable. So to hear him speak and be super open with us about how he feels about his store, it felt honest, and it was a humbling experience to hear them not be afraid to talk to a journalist, and to maybe they wanted to have that captured, to have what they feel captured.
The history definitely gives me a new perspective. So having a new perspective is pretty life-changing because I learned so much from the people that I interviewed, and just hearing their stories about what they had to go through in Harlem and what their mission for Harlem is for the younger generation is just, it's a lot to take in.
What caught my eye was the people. Like it's all about the people for me and my photography. It's all about seeing people interact and everything like that. And Dr. Scheer is giving me this opportunity to go see different people was amazing for me. The interviews that I didn't expect to do, like that we did at the Malcolm Shabazz Market, I feel like those two interviews, which were totally on the spot, like we were not expecting to do them, were the best interviews. I feel like what Dr. Scheer said about always being prepared for a story is totally true, because those are the stories that I took away the most from.
I wanted these students to get a sense of Van der Zee through the prism of their experiences, through the prism of their youth, and through the prism of their young eyes, and see what they bring to it. That's why we reached out to high school students in Harlem and Manhattan students from 2 alternative high schools. I wanted to see what they could do. And so I worked with them for several months prior to going to New York. Worked with Apple to help us with equipment. Let me put in their hands the tools that they already use. And almost, well, not almost, every student with a cell phone has a camera, built-in camera. And so I just took it to another step in terms of working on composition and so forth and so on.
Michael went in for 2 days prior to get accustomed to the students, but also to start teaching them what we're looking for. When we got there, I brought them out the phones, and it like kind of took their experience to a next level. So to be able to give them a phone and say, hey, we're trusting you, go out and, you know, show us your experiences, show us some of the stuff that you know of or that you're seeing out here. I think it changed them, it helped them right out the get-go. They grabbed this phone, and you know, our phones nowadays, it's not just a phone, it's a camera, it's everything. The technology that's in it, the pictures that they take, they put it in their hand and they just started snapping away. And they were snapping. And quickly we were able to identify the ones that, like, whoa, they just have raw talent. You know, you see these pictures and you're just like, this is great. I mean, what you're showing me in these pictures are, you know, this is professional looking stuff. And, you know, we all have an eye for you know, we watch TV, we see pictures. So you kind of, we're accustomed to knowing what looks good. But then when you give this to these students and they show you their eye, and then you start telling them, oh, I like this, I like that. It just, I mean, look, my little hairs that I don't have in my head are coming up. They get so excited. It's like, almost just like one of the first times that someone's actually listening to them or caring about what they do. So right out the get, you start identifying these people that you just know are gonna be like on fire. But they automatically take like the lead role and they start helping their other friends, you know, and there was 2 different schools, plus us, San Jose State, and the advisors and everybody else. But to see them all meshing, like maybe there's these 2 schools, these 2 students would never meet each other, but they start talking to each other. And oh, I like that. Or did you see this picture? Oh, try this. This looks really cool if you get the shadow. Or do you see all the windows in that building? You know, that's something nice. So you start seeing all of these people working together, all the students working together, and then you start seeing Dr. Cheers and his daughter and everybody else working together, kind of inspiring them. You literally saw those moments, those aha, those I can do this.
They were really nice, very talented. I saw some of the pictures they took, and there are some students that went out of their way to take even better pictures, and I really liked that. It was kind of inspiring.
That's the main reason why I went, was because I wanted to be part of something. If there was any way I can help one person out, I thought my idea was, if we help one person succeed in life from this, then we're successful, right? And I'm not talking about our students, I'm talking about there. Change one person's life, then we were successful. And I really feel like we changed a lot more than just one person's life, because they were, at the end, they were just so excited and so thankful and just coming up to me, Juan, what do you think about this? Oh, what do you do? Oh, you manage, you engineer, you do TV? Tell me about TV. Do you think I could do TV? I said, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You know, you gotta have that goal. You know, you have to have that idea that you can. So I really think that our goal was if my goal was to help one person and change life, then our goal was successful.